Good afternoon. I wanted to share with you a couple more updates to Google Meet if this is the one that you are using with your students or you would like to. There's some more extensions that are out there that may make it a little bit easier to do remote learning and teaching from. So I've already shared with you the Google Meet Grid View extension, which will pop up here. There's also the Google Meet Nod Reactions, which is the thumbs up here, and it shows up here on the left and over here on the right for both those. There's two more features. You'll notice down here at the bottom, I now have a raise hand button here. So if I don't want to use the nod reactions, I can. And then there's also a whiteboard feature. So these two new extensions are called Classroom Extension for Google Meet. And this adds the whiteboard feature in there, and I'll share these. And then the other one is called Meet Attendance. So this is very cool. So if you are to raise your hand, the first time you start up this meeting, it's going to find out exactly who's all in the meeting. And this is what I got in my Google Drive right after I was done with the meeting. So I get a spreadsheet with the date, the link to the Google Meet, and then everyone that was in that meeting at that time in a spreadsheet, and I didn't have to do anything. So it's a great way to track attendance if you forget to look to see who's there. So that's fabulous. These other features, so with the grid view, they've made some updates that you can now enable screen capture mode. You can also have that you can highlight the speakers, include yourself in the grid, and you can easily turn that off and back on again so you can see everyone. With my nod reactions, I can raise my hand over here and then I can see who raised their hand. Now, if you're in present mode as a teacher, you may not see this because when you're presenting in Google Meet, you only see your screen. You're not going to see this there unless you have multiple monitors going on. So you can set on here it says turn on notifications, which I have on right now. And then that way I can see if someone's raising their hand if I'm doing a little lesson with my kids. The other one is this new one down here. So if I say raise hand down here, you'll notice that over here in the bottom right, I see who raised their hand and it actually stays there, which is super cool, just like this one is. And then I have to either hit the trash can to get rid of it after I answer the question. And same with this one, I can hit the X and that will get rid of it. Now for the whiteboard, so this is very similar to Zoom. You can still use Google Jamboard, which I highly suggest. It's a great way to have the kids collaborate on a whiteboard with you. With this built-in whiteboard feature, it's a little different than Zoom because they can't annotate on it with you like you can in Zoom, but it's still a step in the right direction. So I've added this feature so I can set up my whiteboard ahead of time if I want. So I can come down here and I can type a little message. And then I hit the little button here to save it. It comes over here. It's kind of hard because my nod reactions is there, so I have to move it, click and drag it, and I can continue to add more text if I want. And then I can also draw. So if I wanted to draw something, I could have this set up before the kids even enter the meeting. And then what I'm going to do, I've got this set up, and now I'm going to hit the X, okay? Now, to have my kids see it on their screens, the first thing you'll do is say present now. I'm going to say my entire screen. And then from there, after it does present screen, I'm going to hit my whiteboard feature, and then now they see this up on their screen. Now, just know this though about the whiteboard. I said you could put it together beforehand. You have to be in the Google Meet meeting, and then if I were to close out of this and hang up on the call later, this won't be saved there. So like I said, it's great to demonstrate things and they can see in real time what I'm doing on here, but they cannot annotate on it at the same time. So those are just some features to think about. Again, if you want to record your lessons to share into Classroom for those kids that can't make it, and if you want it to have the transcripts, you'll want to turn on captions. And as captions are on, then I can come over here to the three dots and I can say record meeting. And I'm going to go ahead and record the meeting. And that way, as I'm recording this meeting, it's going to do the captions, okay? So it lets me know what that will look like. Some other things that you might want to check out are the settings over here. You can change your layout as such. you'll notice that you can now change the layout on there. So I could make it tiled that way. And I can also adjust the settings. I know sometimes we have Wi-Fi issues. So you can definitely change your video settings to be at the lowest, the standard definition instead of high definition. All right, well, let me know if you have any other questions. Those are 4 new extensions. So the grid view, the nod reactions, the extension for meet attendance, and also the one for the whiteboard. So let me know if you have other questions. Have a great day.